Hello, guys, and welcome to No Film, where we talk about movies, series, and everything in between. So, yesterday we watched the Thunderbolts at the cinema, and we are here to do a breakdown, a review. We've had some time to sleep on it, to process it, and now we are ready to talk about it. Okay, so Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts. So my initial thoughts. First thought was I enjoyed the movie. I feel like it has the vibe that the MCU that we love and enjoy used to have. Aside from having a good story, it also has this connectivity and continuity where it references past Marvel projects and also paves the way for new Marvel projects. In doing so, it gives us a lot of hype and excitement for what's to come next. But diving into the actual story, this story follows a ragtag team of misfits who make an unlikely alliance, and we get to see a lot of chemistry. And I think for this troop, if done well, is very good. So I think they did this very well. And overall. What do you think overall?
I was just trying to get through a list of the Phase 5 movies. And let me just take you through, guys. Loki, Marvel has been on a downhill, man. Phase 5. The first movie from Phase 5 was absolute garbage. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
That's actually my worst Marvel movie of all time.
Yes, it's my second worst, yes. The second one was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I already said in our preview that this movie, the Thunderbolts, is the best movie from MCU since the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because after the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I don't want to even mention the series because Secret Invasion and things are there, but there was the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, there was the Marvels, there was Deadpool and Wolverine, which I don't consider as part of the MCU yet. Right? And honestly, I think I enjoyed the Thunderbolts than Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's me, my personal opinion.
Because I think Deadpool and Wolverine was more of like Easter eggs and just fun.
Yes, exactly. It was a fun time, but it was not I don't think it was an awesome MCU movie. Right? And then there is Captain America: Brave New World, which was just meh. But the Thunderbolts was good. I think that honestly, it was amazing. It was heartfelt. It had that feeling that I used to get from MCU Phase 1, where you felt that this was leading towards something bigger, but at the same time, it didn't compromise on that by overly indulging the larger cinematic universe into this movie. And so it really was able to focus on its characters and build almost every single character, and we will get to it, but honestly, they did an awesome job. We gave it an 8 over 10 in our review, which I think was pretty good. So let's just get into the spoiler. So guys, I'm excited to talk about it, but this is a spoiler review, so if you've not watched it and you don't care about spoilers, you can stay. But if you care about spoilers, please, this is your chance to leave gently, because you're going to dirty the movie. All right.
So if you haven't watched this yet, you can just wait until after you've watched it and then come back. But if you want spoilers,
let's get into
we are going to give a lot of spoilers.
As our usual format, we have the story, characters, the visuals and production, the general execution, and then the ending. I think there's one thing left, but it's in-depth. We just do each of them one by one. So let's start from the story. I'm sure I take it away.
So I think story-wise, the story was very good. I think this time Marvel didn't bank on the usual evil villain, big fight. This time they opted for something different, and this time there was a lot of underlying themes of mental health, friendship, and I think that is something I really enjoy, because Marvel is usually just fighting, good versus evil, blah blah blah.
Honestly, it's not
and
that
we enjoy that.
I like it.
But that's the thing, we enjoy it. When done well, it's so awesome. But I think this time they were able to give us a fresh of
definitely.
A breath of fresh air. It's something different. So I enjoyed the fact that the story was a bit different from the usual.
I think I agree with that. For me, particular, I enjoyed most part of the story. Some people said some reviewers said the beginning was they delayed too much in the voice, but I think it was a core part
yes, that was actually like the core of the movie.
Because for me, that was that's what you need, especially for those who have not watched all the MCU. That is your introduction to the kind of characters you're going to meet, and I think that is very important for the movie and for the story going
especially
forward.
For character building, for you to understand the characters and their motivations. I don't want to
delve too deep into the characters, but I get there. But for me, the story I think was built up pretty well. I like the fact, as you said, even though there was a lot of action, but at the same time, the villain was larger than life in terms of his potential to defeat them, right? So they had to think of a way, and then the way they defeated him was a core part of the story, which runs through the entire story, right? So I like the fact that you could see that it was well thought through. The writers really took their time to really write a coherent story. Yes. One thing I'll say that was for me was the villain transformation. I think he became a villain too quick, and I'm saying that because right when we introduced him to Allegra de Valentina de Fontaine. That's an inside joke if you don't watch it, but if you watched it, you know what I mean. But we were introduced at a certain part where he was now showing me how to even move a glass of wine or water with his mind, and all of a sudden, within a few hours, it looks like he has complete control over his powers. That was too rushed for me, and I feel like they should have given a little bit like they could have put like a couple of weeks in between when Allegra. What's I saying? Allegra. I keep saying Allegra. Valentina. I don't know why I keep saying Allegra, but Valentina de Fontaine. I think that they should have put a little bit of time between the time that he was introduced to his powers and when they fought him, because that was just too quick. But for me, that was about it for me. I like the fact that the deep theme of mental health was going through with the void and trying to advise that if you have some inner emptiness, talk to somebody, don't keep it in. I like the fact that they wove it in nicely. It was great. It was amazing. Yeah, that's for the story for me. Yeah. Do you want to go to characters?
Yeah, for characters. All right. So, first off, Yelena
Belova.
Yes. Florence Pugh did an amazing job. She was the heart of the movie. Literally, she was the movie. If there wasn't Florence Pugh, the movie wouldn't have been.
Yeah, definitely.
So she was basically the core of the movie.
Yeah.
She was the emotional anchor. She gave a very heartfelt, emotional performance. And her character was lovable. She was also funny. And yeah, very good job. We've loved her from Black Widow to her appearance in the Hawkeye. And she had emotions. She was capable in fighting. She was funny. Like just an all-round character. And that was explored very well. The next character I want to talk about is Red Guardian. Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
So one thing I like about Red Guardian is that they made him a comedic actor, but they gave him depth. So even though he was a comedic actor at times, he also had like the emotional side, and it was sort of like the father. And he was sort of like the father figure for the team, which I think that was very well done. Amazing job. Okay, I'm skipping to the actors, but that was like a great character, and I like how they approached the character. Moving on to U.S. agent, that's John Walker. I think they made him a very complex, real character.
Yes, very
It's not just someone that, like, it's not like the usual MCU characters where they are just either this or they are that. He was a nuanced character and had a lot of flaws. And, we just find out, like, he's just a man put in the shadow of Captain America and is still trying to find his way around. And with the fact that like he now has all this power the serum gave him, just how he's navigating and then trying to find himself, and you grow to love or hate him. And I think that was very well done. I enjoyed the character. And the next person was Ghost. So Ghost, I feel like she has a lot of potential. Even with the very little they did, I enjoyed the character. I really like her British accent. It gives it a bit of, I feel like her character is very interesting. It has a lot of potential. And I feel like they could have done more exploration on her character, her motivations, a bit of her backstory, for us to have this sort of relatability with the character. But aside that, I think they did a very good job.
I really wish we could get a little bit more from her. Yeah, I really wish that she came, because we didn't even see her touch.
We didn't even really see, and that's the thing. Taskmaster is supposed to be you do something, copy your moves, like some sort of.
Yes, I'm even talking about.
We didn't really see.
I was talking about Ghost.
Let's catch up. I was supposed to be. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
I was thinking about. I was going to next to talk about.
Yeah.
So I think with Ghost, we didn't really see enough of her, and I feel like she's an interesting character, and you could have done so much more with her.
Yeah. I think that for her, they didn't even let her touch Bob, which we'll come to, but I think that we could have seen a little bit. I know her history is a little bit less deep like the others, but I think that they could have given her something, to work with. Yeah.
So also Taskmaster. I didn't have so much high expectations from
gone.
What I saw in the previous movie.
She's gone.
So I didn't really have high hopes because
I'm happy she's gone.
This Taskmaster is not the Taskmaster I know.
It's really
so
not.
I didn't have like high expectations for her character.
When they shot her in the first couple of seconds, people were like,
but it was like a bit too soon.
It was soon.
It was given Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yes, it was given exactly. But you could tell that it felt like Marvel was like, you know what, guys, you've heard you said you don't like the character. Let's just kill it.
Yeah.
I just feel sad for the actor, but whatever.
Yeah. And then Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
Aura
so Bucky
farming.
was just aura farming, being the cool guy, just literally doing cool poses. And there was no reason for him to have done any of what he did with the thing with the truck. There was no need for him to do any of what he did.
The directors were like, you know what, aura, say aura, Bucky, do this and let's just frame this way and then make it look like. So I think they were doing that.
Bucky is a cool character. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. He has this sort of bowl cuts.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about it, but Bucky was so good in this, and
I'll just give a shout out. I think you've talked about all the characters, I won't even go there, but I want to give a shout out to Julia Dreyfus, the one who acted Allegra de Fontaine. She was amazing. Valentina Allegra. It's actually Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That's why I keep saying Allegra, but I think she did an amazing job.
She did an amazing job.
The way they portrayed her as she was giving me the Homelander woman vibe.
Newman.
Not even Newman.
Victoria
The one before Victoria. You know the breast milk lady. Yeah, but it was giving me that kind of motherly but manipulative vibe. And I think that they really did it. And at the end, it really showed her manipulative vibe, and I thought that was amazing. And Bob. Let me just say that, look, this guy is a star in the making. I think he's an amazing actor. He really showed the complexity that come with someone who has a history, an emotional history with his baggage, and the mental health history. It was an amazing job. He really portrayed it well. I like it was really good. So that's what the car. I don't miss anybody. No. Oh, the secretary was. I think she has potential. I think she's going to be in the MCU.
The assistant.
Apparently, I hear. She was actually an Easter egg. She's going to be Songbird, who was actually part of the original Thunderbolts. I'll come to that next. All right, so we'll come to acting. I think that acting overall, I think everybody did an amazing job. It was good. I think that was good. I don't have any complaints whatsoever. This was one of the MCU movies that actually had. Acting was good. I think honestly, right? I don't think that there's any MCU movie that has had bad acting. No, it's always the story that is a problem, because they cast their characters very, very well. So since they are very good casting and actors, they do their job well. It's always the direction. So this one was no exception. It was pretty good. I think that was amazing. Next up is the visuals and production. Funny enough, before even coming for that one, I said something when I was writing my part of the review that when you watch a movie and you don't see any visual imperfection, like you don't remember that there was a flaw, you just watch it and you just were immersed into the story, then you know that's a good visual effects. And for me, this was an example, an epitome of good visual effects, because I don't remember seeing the visual effect. The only part of the visual effect I remember is the void. And I think that the way they portray it was a simple effect. Just, I don't know, it was a silhouette style. They just sort of marks them out, and then it was just a simple effect, but it was so effective. And all the effects were beautiful. It was just amazing. It was complementing the story, and they tried to do as much of the stuff in location I can see. Because the fight scene, they felt like it was in a space that was actually real, which, to be honest, maybe it wasn't, but that's a testament to how well the VFX artists did their work. I think overall it looked amazing. The score was by San Lux. I've not heard him before, but I think that also this is just like the VFX. I think that his score complemented the story very, very well, and so I don't think it was like overly memorable. It was not like one of those themes. It's not like a theme song that you will be singing pa 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 pa, but I think it was good. It complemented the story very well, and I think he did an awesome job.
Yeah, just to add to what you said, I think the VFX was very good, especially with the void. It felt so real, it felt so intense, and it brought up like the stakes. So I think that aside, all the scenes, even with the fire, the fire effects, the explosions, everything was just done so well and so seamless that it felt like it was good. It was good CGI. It wasn't one of these movies that you can see the CGI was so obvious. Everything was on point. The suits was great. Even with the Sentry suit, it was intentionally ridiculous to some point. So
but that was to the story. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It was intentionally. So like everything. The costumes were good, visuals and production, it was very well done, and I really enjoyed it. Also with the score, I think the score complemented the movie, because at the times where things got emotional, it had a score to complement that. At times where things got serious, it had a score to complement.
And this was a very emotional movie. So,
it was a very good job done.
All right, so Shoaib, what do you think about the ending?
So for the ending, I think the ending was very well done. They were able to close out the major themes, major arcs of the story. They brought like very good resolution at the end of it all, and they were able to tell the story they wanted to. They were able to I think it was a very good ending. They were able to close out all the major themes, very good resolution. They were able to bring out the points of the whole movie. That's the whole mental health thing. They were able to tell us something. So the movie had like an underlying message, and they were able to deliver that message. Also, in MCU fashion, they did a very good job with the post-credit and end-credit scene. So the post-credit was very funny with Red Guardian, and then the end-credit scene, which they made, set up the next installment. And
next step, I saw what you did there.
And this time we are literally getting the next movie in like 2 months. That's just that was just very odd. I really enjoyed it, and it really gave me that Marvel feeling of we sat in the cinema for so long and it was worth it.
It was so. I was like, bro, this credits felt longer than a typical credits roll. But yes, I agree with you. I think that honestly, for me, that's part of the reason why I was very adamant that we add ending as a criteria for our review of movies. I think that the ending of a movie is core to your experience of the entire movie. If a movie starts so well and ends poorly, your experience is trash. And I think that this did so well. At the end, Yelena Belova and then the Red Guardian, you could see that what they wanted, they got it in a different fashion, but they still ended up getting it. And like for instance, it was when an ending satisfies the setup that was done at the beginning of the movie, chef's kiss. And I like the way they resolved. Honestly, I've never been a big fan of movies that they don't have a fight scene at the end. This is an exception. I think that this was good. I think that they really did well with this. The fight scene was there wasn't a fight scene, but whatever.
The resolution,
the resolution for the way they did it was very good, and I think that I appreciated the fact that they attacked the mental health aspect of it without the fighting. In fact, the fighting was the opposite of what they had to do, which again, Chef's Kiss was amazing. Yes, and then what do you have to say about it?
One more thing is that with this movie, they literally had a movie which ended with everyone getting something. Valentina got what she wanted.
Bro,
everyone got what they wanted.
So
literally,
slick, man. She was so
Bob
slick.
was able to like get friends. Like every single character got something out of it.
Bob needs somebody on his side 247 because. Don't leave him.
Bob has issues.
Bob has issues. He has issues. Yes. General execution. I think that it's an MCU movie. It's a sci-fi movie.
Superhero.
If you like superhero movies, if you like the MCU, I think that you like this. If you think the MCU has been on a downhill, watch this movie. I think that is one of the good ones, like the Guardians of Galaxy.
One of the good ones.
One of the good ones, yes, one of the good ones. I think that is. I think I understand why they put a lot of effort into the marketing because they knew that this one had something special in it. That
did you see the cereal box poster?
Yes,
that was genius.
Yeah. I think that honestly, this movie was good. I think that. I don't shout MCU's back. Please get 3 movies back to back.
They are on their way.
This year they have the potential because the next movie, The Fantastic Four: First Steps, I think it's going to be a good movie.
So far it's looking good.
Yes, I think it's going to be different from what we have. It's either going to do very very well or people are going to hate it.
And I think it's going to be more story based than just action.
Yes, and I think very character focused. I hope they are really able to and dwell on the family aspect of them because I mean, even though the MCU, the original Avengers, I didn't really feel their family members, but I felt that they were very cordial co-workers. That
it was more like work friends.
But I felt the friendship.
Yeah.
This one was in between friendship and family. Yeah, it's like they were forced to be. Yes, they were. This is Nintendo. They were forced to be sort of more closer than they would have otherwise been.
Yeah.
And then we have Fantastic Four, which they're actually supposed to be
like
a
family.
And so I like the different, the different types of groups we have in the MCU. And I can't wait to see how they resolve all of it in Doomsday. Yeah.
Well, all I have to say for general execution is for an MCU movie, this is anything you should expect. Yeah. So I think they fulfill that. And it's one of the better MCU movies. So they did what an MCU movie is supposed to be.
So I enjoyed it. 8 over 10, guys. Go watch it.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
The Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Well, it was very enjoyable. If you have the chance to watch it at the cinema too, I advise you do that. Yeah. For the best experience. Yeah. But it was a good movie and
don't watch MCU.
It feels like the whole theater, everyone was like excited. You could just feel
a lot of people waited. I think you see when everybody waits for the post-credit scene, then it tells you that there are two things. The movie was good and it was also MCU fans, and everybody waited. So guys, go and watch it. I think that I've been skeptical about the MCU, and I understand if you are, but if you really like the MCU, or even if you like movies in general, honestly, this was a good movie overall. You enjoy it. It's funny, heartfelt, and then it had substance.
Yeah. So this was Thunderbolts review.
The Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
The Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. This is New Film. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
We'll see you next time.